All right, I guess we could get to the L.A. bullshit. They're riots. These aren't protests. You know who protest? Republicans, conservatives, people that have a genuine problem with the government and want to voice their opinion. What about January 6th? Yeah, that was some light vandalism. Light vandalism. And a few physical altercations, aside from one instance where a Capitol Hill thug cop shot a woman in the neck and killed her. Other than that, light vandalism, some assaults on law officers. Very few. For the most part, considering there were a million people there protesting the government overreach and the lack of looking into what appeared to be, and I still think was a stolen election, just all the shit that went on January 6th, still a peaceful demonstration by comparison. Democrats, liberals, communists, scumbags, they burn, they assault, they destroy property, they loot. That's their protesting. Anytime Republicans or more conservative people want to protest because they feel they are being done wrong, look at, what was that, Charlotte? Look at that. Oh, the Nazis were protesting. Oh, really? Were they lynching people? Were they burning things down? Well, there was fire. What do you mean? They had torches. They had backyard tiki torches. Well, did they use them to burn places down? Well, no. Well, what did they use them for? They were marching in line with them, veins bulging from their necks as they were yelling things like, "They shall not replace us." Why were they yelling at? Because there's groups of people that seem to be crowing about the fact that if things continue the way they are, that whites will be the minority in this country and thus then having been replaced. And they're angry about that, seeing their culture and their fellow Europeans wiped off the continent that they tamed and turned into a world power in record time. You mean those people? Nazis, violent. I didn't see any violence. A woman was run over. Yeah, by a guy that was being chased by an angry mob of people. People. What was that, Anthony? Angry mob of people. But, like the George Floyd in 2020, mostly peaceful demonstrations while there's pandemonium of fire, death, and destruction going on behind the reporter. So things haven't changed. I mean, we're here now in 2025. There are people rioting in Los Angeles under the guise of protest because they don't like the fact that ICE and the Border Patrol are well within their legal bounds of scooping up illegal aliens. By the way, criminal illegal aliens. And starting the quick process, thank God, of deporting them. That's it. They're doing their job. They're doing what people voted for. Hi, this is Anthony Cumia.
Hello, I'm Gavin McInnes.
And together we're Compound Censored.
And we would like you to subscribe with this deal using this promo code right below me right now.
Do it, because it's very entertaining. They're doing what legislators wrote up laws for. They're enforcing those laws. So what's your problem? So they're out there with Mexican flags. And I mean, what a slap in the face. You're protesting for people that are here illegally. You might be illegal. Who knows? These people waving their Mexican flags in LA. I have to assume a lot of Mexicans in Los Angeles are here illegally. And waving a Mexican flag in the United States of America while you burn down places and assault law enforcement. And we're supposed to support you? Well, look who is supporting them. Democrats, liberals, politicians, Hollywood, the usual suspects of those that do nothing but try their damnedest to destroy the United States. That's what they do. But I posted on Twitter earlier that the mainstream media is so challenged when things like this happen, because they need to get the agenda, the company line out there. And the company line for mainstream media is that this is protest. This is America. When we disagree with something, we have a right to protest, to make our voices heard during peaceful protest. And then there's the other part. As a news show where they have to get this propaganda across, but they're based on ratings and they're based on sensationalism. So on one hand, they're talking about peaceful protest because that's what their overlords have told them. But they also have to show the carnage because it's the news. We need to show burning. We need to show the crazy looting and all that. So they're very conflicted during these times. They need to say it's not pandemonium. They need to say it's peaceful protest. But they need to show the ruin and wreckage and arson in the wake of these peaceful protests. It doesn't really balance, but it doesn't mean they won't do it. They will contradict themselves at the same time, putting a video up of things burning, and the person talking is saying how peaceful it is. We saw it before. We saw the reporter, the famous meme now from 2020, peaceful protest, and it's Armageddon behind him. Here's the latest one. This is, what is this? Newswoman says LA protests are very peaceful. Is that the one? Because there's another one. Let me see. Oh, burning car. Yeah, okay. Play this one first.
Demonstrations have been going on right outside the Federal Detention Center. Most of those demonstrations were very peaceful. They were chanting, they were shouting. People were driving by, honking their horns. And again, they were expressing their anger about the detention of so many immigrants at the Federal Center. Most of the evening, the federal agents stayed inside the building, but at a certain point, some of the demonstrators got very close to the property. In fact, some of them went onto the property, started tagging the building, started banging on fences. And shortly after all,
look at that guy with his pit bull flipping the bird.
Off tear gas,
yeah,
and then they came out.
Yeah, that guy. He's got his pit bull. He's flipping the bird. I'm sure he's so concerned with the fact that illegals are being deported. That's why he's there. He wouldn't have left his house if he wasn't so passionate about his want and need to get down there and show his support for the Mexican community. I don't know if everybody is familiar with Mexicans and blacks in Los Angeles. They do not appreciate each other's company. You want to talk about a segregated city. Mexicans and blacks hate each other in Los Angeles to the point of murder. I mean, they've hammered out some type of very unstable truce. And I think Mexican gangs stick to their own and black gangs stick to their own. And if they have beefs with fellow Mexican or fellow black gangs, that's where a lot of gang violence comes in. But if there's a beef between Mexicans and blacks, it will turn into gunfire. And that's the way it is. It's the way it's been. So to see black people out here like this, that's so they can loot and burn and assault people and just be a menace to society. So the black reporter, they're voicing their displeasure with the government. Oh, yeah, sure. Look, my people, nickel. Oh, my God. The other clip here is here's California Highway Patrol cars that are set on fire. This is nice. This is more from the peaceful protest. Yeah, CHP cars are being set on fire. Rocks are being thrown at them. The officers are in danger of having their heads caved in with boulders they're throwing off of overpasses and whatnot. Do you find that one, Sean? Yeah, here we go. Helicopters. This is GTA. You got 5 stars on you. Peaceful. That's peaceful. Play GTA, get 5 stars on you, and then try to say, well, it's a peaceful game. I'm playing a peaceful game. It's this is lawlessness at its umpteenth level. And just because it's not happening every single place in Los Angeles, because that's the excuse that the liberals will use, that mainstream media, that the politicians will use. Well, it's not everywhere. Oh, great. So that's fine then? This piece of government property that the taxpayers pay for being burned while endangering the lives of law enforcement and anyone else that might be around, it's okay because it isn't happening everywhere? So we're just supposed to say that it's mostly peaceful? You. Here is Brian Seltzer, and he is on the news here saying that the protests are just exactly what I just said, just a little part of Los Angeles. It's not that big. Hey, the fires. Remember the fires in LA a while ago? Technically, it wasn't everywhere. It didn't burn down downtown Los Angeles. There are more places in LA that weren't burned down than were burned down. So is that okay? Most of Los Angeles wasn't burnt. So who cares about the fires? Isn't that the same thing that they're trying to say? I think so. Here's Brian Seltzer talking about it.
Look, on one level, protests are always about images, about spectacle. You might even say it's about theater, and we are seeing that play out in
theater.
LA. I think it's valuable to have that perspective as we see some of these pictures, especially as we zoom out and we recognize that the unrest is isolated, is not overtaking the entire city of LA. LA is home to millions of people, most of whom are having a normal day here on Sunday.
Like during the fire. Like during the fires. Most people are just having normal days. Going to work, going to school. So what? Oh, I think that it's the image. You see the way he progressed it too? It's the impression people get. It's the image. It's theater. Oh, it's theater now. So we're watching a movie. That's all. It's a movie where they're pelting people with rocks and throwing fireworks at them and lighting cars on fire and looting businesses. Tell the business owner he's part of a play. He's just part of a play. It's theater. I didn't know that. If we stand around, might we catch a glimpse of Tom Hanks or George Clooney? Ooh, who is that? Is that Denzel throwing a brick through a Foot Locker window? Oh, no, it's just some normal thug. Maybe it's his understudy. Oh, yeah, that's who it is. Yeah. Unbelievable. I see it all the time on social media, and I agree 100%. We cannot hate the mainstream media enough. It is impossible to despise mainstream media enough. They have done this before. They have lied to us before. They have used these exact same tactics, and we called them out for being liars. And did they feel any shame? Did they feel any responsibility that if it happened again, to step up and accurately inform the public what was happening? Fuck you, America. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to lie to you the same way we did and say it's peaceful and these people are awesome and it's Trump's fault. Washington is the bad guy here. There's no need for the National Guard to come in. It's not everywhere. Some people actually went in their yard today and didn't even know this was happening. So it just makes everything fine. Holy mother of cock. Here's more burning cars in LA during what they say is a peaceful protest. Watch this.
Large group of people. It could turn very volatile if you move law enforcement in there in the wrong way and turn what is just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn into a massive confrontation and altercation.
Pause,
officers.
Please. What? Rewind to the beginning and play it again right up until he says, people having fun watching cars burn. Because I think that's what he said. But my brain can't even fathom that would be something anyone that isn't profoundly mentally would say. Go ahead.
Large group of people. It could turn very volatile if you move law enforcement in there in the wrong way and turn what is just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn into.
So what he's saying is that if the police came in and confronted the people that lit this on fire, that it would cause a problem. That would be the problem. Because all this is, if I heard correctly, are people having fun watching cars burn. This is their level of bullshit. This is how much they will twist and pervert what is going on to try to shove it into their agenda. No matter how obviously insane that statement he just made is. That is an insane thing to say. Having fun watching cars burn. And the police should stay away because if they show up, there might be a problem. That isn't a problem? What you see? They're burning cars. Not just these cars. Other cars, a lot of cars, businesses. They're looting. They're assaulting officers. And they're assaulting people that don't agree with whatever they think they're protesting. This is a riot. This it absolutely needs a massive show of force by law enforcement and the National Guard. On last night's show, I was talking about the castrated LAPD. The LAPD is as a department, is the same as that guy in court. They are crying, whining. They used to be tough as nails. The LAPD was a police force. Though they didn't have the numbers of the NYPD, they were just as apt to crack heads and make sure that if people were committing crimes, they knew that the LAPD was out there. And then came the Rodney King bullshit and all the other bullshit. And the LAPD specifically, every police force has been kicked in the balls to some extent, but the LAPD are the poster boys for a police department that has been devastated and made completely incapable of policing Los Angeles. Chicago is another department, but no other department has been castrated to the extent of the Los Angeles Police Department. So to think they could go in there and handle this, it's insane. It's not going to be handled. You are just going to see escalation night after night. The more they get away with this, the more people come out the next night and do more damage and steal more shit. We've seen it before. You got to nip these things in the bud. So Donald Trump and his administration, using the laws of the land, have said that this merits sending in the National Guard and having them straighten it out that the LAPD can't, and that obviously Gavin Newsom isn't going to take care of. Catherine Bass, the dummy mayor of Los Angeles, she's not going to do anything. And it's an extra special situation here because the ICE and the Border Patrol, law enforcement, is trying to do a job there. They're not just protesting because something's going on in Chicago they don't like. The police have to do their job in Los Angeles, and they are interfering with that job. So that gives them absolute authority to start cracking heads and dragging people away and arresting them for interfering with law enforcement, with investigations, with apprehensions. So yeah, do this. Do this. But then the politicians and the news, what do they say? Here's Gavin Newsom talking about illegals in California. And this is one of the biggest lies that I think is going around, and that dummies and liberals have taken it as fact. And it's unprovable, but they say it like it's absolute fact. Let's watch Gavin Newsom talk about the illegals.
Get your hands off these poor people. They're just trying to live their lives, man. Trying to live their lives, paying their taxes. Been here 10 years. The fear, the horror. The hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. You know, I don't give a damn. But I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up. They need to stop. And we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So, Tom, arrest me. Let's go.
The perception is...
Love it. Come on, Tom. Go ahead, Tom. Arrest him. I'd love to see that. Tom gets in there. You are under the bed. Tom has the Mayor Menino syndrome. We are arresting illegal aliens. Yeah, arrest him. If he's interfering with law enforcement, yes, of course. No one's above the law. Remember, I heard Hillary Clinton say that. You heard all the Democrats saying that during the Trump kangaroo court bullshit travesty trials. No one is above the law. No one's too big to put away, too big to rig, too whatever the fuck she said. But yeah, what are they doing? They're arresting illegals in your state because you did nothing when they streamed across the border for 4 years under the Biden puppet regime. Gavin Newsom, you did nothing. And the line that he says is they pay their taxes. How the do you know? How do you know if an illegal is paying their taxes? What does it say on their tax form? Hi, I'm an illegal alien. Here's my taxes. They're not paying their taxes. Get that straight. If there's one jerk-off idiot illegal that's paying their taxes, let him stay because he's I'll feel bad for him. But what do you think? They get there, I need my W-2s, my W-2s. Did your W-2s come in the mail? I need to fill out my taxes. It ain't happening. They are working at strictly cash businesses. You say it all the time. Who's going to clean your toilets? Some of the most racist shit to come out about Mexicans and the illegals that are here doing the work white people won't do. We hear that from them also. What do you think? They have their taxes taken out? FICA? You think that's coming out of a check that they get when they pick fucking strawberries or cabbage? Or when they're cleaning somebody's yard, doing landscaping work? Really? They're getting the check? All right, very good. Your social security number, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops. So they just lie. They just lie to us. They haven't stopped. You would think the Trump election and the fact that so many Americans now are completely aware of their nonsense and bullshit lies, that they would go, God damn, they're on to us. We got to come up with something different. But nope. The illegals pay their taxes. Black people are protesting on behalf of Mexicans in LA. It's peaceful. Let people have fun watching burning cars. Don't send the cops in because that's the problem. All of it. It's all utter and complete bullshit. So if you enjoyed that clip,
then subscribe to Compound Censored using this promo code.